While not every single project will require procurement, it's important to be prepared for it if and when procurement does come up. So, how do you get started? There are typically 5 steps that make up the procurement process. Let's go over them. First is initiating, which is the planning process of defining what help you may need outside of your current resources to hit the project goals. In this step, you'll also make a case for getting extra resources via the procurement process. Second is selecting, which entails deciding what supplies you need and which vendors you'll go through. The third step is contract writing, which is where the contracts are developed, reviewed, and signed. The fourth step is control, which is when you make payments, set up logistics and requirements to maintain quality, and ensure the service agreement is being met. The fifth and final step is completing, which is where you'll measure the success of the procurement. That's a quick overview of the procurement process. This high-level cycle of procurement will make more sense as we continue on through this course. One thing to note is the procurement process can seem a little different depending on the project management methodology. There are differences in procurement in the context of agile versus traditional. Agile procurement management is often more collaborative with both the project team and the end supplier than traditional approaches. There is a heavy emphasis on the relationship between these parties. The whole project team plays a larger role in identifying what needs to be procured. Rather than featuring contracts that are based on fixed deliverables, agile procurement management tends to have a living contract that can be adapted based on the evaluation of the project. If you think of the word agility, which means to move easily and quickly, you'll be able to remember that agile procurement can change more easily than traditional procurement methods. In this process, the team reviews the project or deliverables on a recurring basis and consistently addresses feedback. This way of working is important to communicate to your suppliers so they understand this style of working and agree to maintain flexibility. Again, it is so important to have a positive relationship with the procurement supplier. This is critical since the contract may need to be renegotiated at multiple points during the project. On the other hand, traditional procurement management tends to focus on standard contracts with clear terms and deliverables. When it comes to traditional approaches, the project manager may be responsible for end-to-end procurement instead of the entire team providing input. The contracts may feature lengthy and extensive documentation that include fixed requirements and comprehensive detail of the services and deliverables. While this may appear more rigid, the benefit is you've outlined clearer work streams and deadlines. This way, you're much more protected from unforeseen circumstances and may not have to pay for unpredictable changes. In traditional approaches, the negotiation process can be a little bit trickier. You won't necessarily have the room to renegotiate contracts if something changes, so you may have to start the whole process over again. That's why being as detailed as possible and spending more time in the negotiation phase is incredibly important in a more traditional project management approach. As you may have guessed, procurement can become pretty complex. But there are some official documents that can help guide you through the procurement process. In the next video, you'll learn more about those documents and processes. See you there.